Stories. Rough sleeping in England has surged by 20% in a single year, new figures reveal. A single night snapshot recorded 4,667 people on the streets last autumn. That's one of the highest totals ever. Now, in Milton Keynes, homelessness more than doubled, with sharp rises in North and West Northamptonshire. One charity in Bedfordshire, Emmaus Village Carlton, warns the real numbers are likely to be much higher. Let me bring to the conversation CEO of Emmaus Village Carlton, Donna-Louise Cobban. Donna, very good afternoon to you.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Donna, pleasure. I wish it could be under more pleasant circumstances. What is driving this sharp rise in rough sleeping?
It's traditional things that have happened over the last, several years. Things like the cost of living increases, job losses, unstable rental markets, things like relationship breakdowns and family issues. So the issues are the same. We're seeing more of those issues.
Are you seeing more first-time rough sleepers coming to you?
Yes, that's certainly been the case since the pandemic, where more people have been street homeless and without a home for the first time, which is a big shock to anybody. We see the majority of our referrals come from single men across a wide age range, and again, often men who are homeless for the first time, which is really tough at any time. But yeah.
Donna, is there some sort of common denominator in all this? I mean, everyone has a unique story, of course, but is there one issue that stands out above anything else?
There's not one major issue. It's a combination of factors, and people don't choose to be homeless, themselves. It's not, as some people say, a lifestyle choice or anything like that. It is that, breakdown in their personal circumstances, and that can be a relationship breakdown. It can be a job loss. It can be, living in rental accommodation, and a landlord wants to sell their property. So it's a mixture of things that lead that person to becoming homeless.
It is staggering what's going on. What kind of impact is this having, Donna, on support services? Because in charities like yours, everyone's under pressure anyway.
Yeah, and so locally in Bedford, we see that services are stretched. So we're part of the Bedford Homeless Partner Network, and that's a whole lot of local organisations who work together. And all of our services are stretched. Everybody's facing funding pressures. So it's a case of we all want to do our bit, but we're all facing those challenges of an increasing number of people who are homeless. We have, limited income as a group of organisations, and it's about what can we do to relieve homelessness given those limitations and an increasing number of people presenting as homeless.
Donna, you're CEO of a big charity. You're at the sharp end of this. I mean, is there something we should be doing that we're not doing?
I think it's about ploughing more funding into homeless services, and we're lucky in a certain extent at Emmaus that we're a social enterprise. So there's an element that we are self-funded in part. We do rely on other income as well, but it's about local authorities and larger funders being able to release more funding for local services to then enable us to spend more on support services, to spend more on accommodation provision to solve that problem. But it's, that's the immediate problem of relieving homelessness. I think there's a bigger element around preventing homelessness in the first place. So the two need to work in tandem. It's not just about relieving, it's about preventing homelessness in the first place.
It is heartbreaking. I still think there are people through no fault of their own who perhaps don't appreciate how significant an issue this is, Donna, in all our communities.
Definitely, and it can be, it's devastating for the people who are homeless. I've worked in the homeless sector for over 10 years, and homelessness has a profound effect on people's emotional and psychological well-being. And a lot of the work that we do here at Emmaus is around getting people back to a stage where they can, get back to independent living. But that takes time, and there's a big change in people's well-being, in their psychological well-being and emotional well-being to overcome, as well as building confidence and self-esteem and getting people back to being ready to get into employment, ready to get back into their own tenancies and own homes. So again, it's not just one thing that is needed to solve homelessness. It's a wide range of factors.
Donna, thank you. Donna-Louise Cobban from the charity Emmaus Village, Carlton. So a single night snapshot has recorded 4,667 people on the streets last autumn, rough sleeping. That is one of the highest totals ever. In Milton Keynes, homelessness has more than doubled. These figures are really sharp. And there have been sharp rises in North and West Northamptonshire as well.